In the beginning of part 4, we see that Lee dreamed that Shin had left the office. This woke him up and he started looking for her, but he didn't find her anywhere. Then she got ready from outside and came to his house. Meanwhile, Lee started going out to look for her, but she appeared in front of him. Lee was very happy to see her again. Then she entered the house and took out a device and started checking the entire body of Lee. Here, very funny reactions took place. Then when her checking was complete, she asked him to be tensed, and Lee said, "What were you doing?" She told him that she was detecting if there was a bug on his body, through which his enemy kept an eye on him. But there was no bug on his body. Then she told him to stay quiet and said that there might be a bug on his house. Then she started checking the entire house. Here Lee was just looking at her very lovingly. Even after checking the whole house, nothing was found. Then Lee asked, "Are you still angry with me?" Shin said, "No, you had apologized through that mail, right?" Hearing this, he felt a little embarrassed. Then she said that she had doubts about someone in her office. She was going to tell him when she started vomiting, but she swallowed it. Then Lee moved away from her a little. On the other side at the office, Sue got a call from Lee's dad. He asked her to fix the tapping device of Lee's office because he was not able to hear anything. She didn't want to do anything that Shin had to face anything because of her.
But she had also said yes to him.
So she quickly went to Lee's cabin and started fixing the device. Then Lee and Shin started coming towards the cabin, due to which she hid. Here Shin was going to tell him again who she had doubts about, but she started vomiting again, and this time, she was not able to stop it. He started worrying a lot about her. Here Sue was listening to all their conversations secretly. Lee's dad was still on the call. Suddenly, Shin started vomiting, and she was not feeling well. Then Lee said, "It is all my fault, so I will take responsibility for you, so let me take you to the hospital." Now, after listening to all this, Lee's dad started understanding that he was going to become a grandfather soon. He was very happy. But Shin said, "There is no need to go to the hospital. I think this is not that serious, so you don't need to worry about me." But Lee said, "You have become like this because of me, so I should take responsibility because you are my." Then he stopped while saying this. This started raising expectations of Lee's dad about what he was going to call her. Then Lee said, "You are my special assistant, right?" She said, "This is not a big deal." Here Lee's dad also said, "How is it not so? If you are pregnant with my grandson, then I and our family will keep you on our heads." Lee said, "Right now you are vomiting, so you must be feeling hungry, so I will bring spicy food for you." Hearing this, Lee's dad said while getting angry, "Are you stupid? Don't you have common sense in this? Who feeds spicy food to a pregnant girl?" Then he got very angry at Lee. Then Lee was going to bring food when he got a call in which he was called for an important meeting. Then Lee told Shin, "I have to attend a meeting." Hearing this, Lee's dad got even more angry and he shouted his name very loudly, and Sue got scared and she dropped the phone from her hand and was caught. So now she had to tell the whole truth to Lee. After that, he asked for an explanation from his dad. He said, "I just thought about your safety. That's why I asked Sue to keep an eye on you, so that I can know before any trouble comes to you." But Lee angrily closed the laptop and fired Sue. Because of her, he had to face a lot of tension. After that, Sue said sorry to Shin. Shin said, "There is no need to apologize because you had said that we are friends, so I am not angry with you at all." Then Sue told her about her two brothers who were still in school. If they came to know that she had been fired from her job, they would laugh at her a lot. Here, Shin took this thing emotionally. She thought that she belonged to a poor family, and she had the responsibility of bringing up both her brothers. Due to losing the job, it would be difficult for her now. So Shin told her that if she ever needed her, she could tell her. Then Shin called Fong to drop Sue home. This time Fong was not joking with her. Rather, he felt bad for her. So she asked him, "Do you hate me?" He said, "No, I just didn't like you because you were Lee's secretary, but now that you have been fired from the job, I feel bad for you." Then he went to drop her home. Now Shin missed Sue a lot as she was her only friend in the office. Lee also noticed this, but he didn't do something. Lee said, "I cannot help you in this matter." She should have known beforehand that all this can happen to her. Then Lee said, "From now on I trust you the most, but I have a small request. Please always stay with me." Next we see the scene of a few days later. Here Lee comes to know that almost all the work of the office, which Secretary Sue used to do, is now being done by Shin, and she decided to do all this on her own. Then to help Shin, Lee divided the work between those three. Seeing this, they thought, "What happened to our boss? Why is he caring for Shin so much?" After that, Ling started asking Lee, if you don't like Shin, then why are you helping her secretly? Then he shut his mouth by making an excuse of cutting her salary. On the other side, at Shin's house, everyone together celebrated Shin's dad's birthday. Here, Foam also brought gifts for Shin, which was a pink-colored bracelet that was not very much liked by Shin. He told her that this was a lucky bracelet which would solve all her problems. But actually, it was a couple bracelet which he had bought online because it was written on it that whoever wore it would become a couple. Then he showed her his blue-colored bracelet, which Shin liked a lot because it was her favorite color. Then she started running after him to take that bracelet, and finally she took it. On the other side, Sue was sitting alone at home and missing Shin a lot. Here, Shin wanted to help Sue, so she asked the three for suggestions on how to help her. First, she gave her suggestion that she should help her financially by giving her money. Dad said that this would not be right. She could find a job for her and it would take some time. Then Mr. Yu gave an idea that she should take her out for dinner and buy some shopping cards and give them to her, saying that it was a gift from her company. This would help her, and she would not feel bad about it. Now, following this, she invited Sue for lunch. Seeing this, Sue became very happy. The next day, Shin brought breakfast for 3 people and thanked them for helping her with the work. Then they told her that she should bring it for Mr. Lee also, because he had done most of the work. Then she went to meet him where he was sleeping due to working the whole night. Then she made him wear his coat, which woke him up. Then she said, "Thank you for helping me in my work." Lee said, "All that was done by the 3 of us." But Shin said, "I know you have done it. That's why I want to give you a treat to help me." Then she started telling him the names of normal restaurants and asked him where he wanted to go. Lee started making faces after hearing the names of all those places and said, all of them are local restaurants. Lee also made excuses, saying that if she wanted to treat him, then he would go to an expensive restaurant. So, was she ready to pay for it? Now that she had offered him, how could she refuse him? Then she agreed to this. In the next scene, Ling came to meet Lee and asked him, "Nowadays, you have also learned to date." Lee asked, "What nonsense are you talking about?" Ling said, "I came to know that you're going on a date with Shin, and that too in a famous restaurant. You have also started preparing for it. You have also paid in advance." Then Lee thought about how he came to know about it. Then he said, "There is no such thing. I just didn't want to eat that roadside food, so I chose that restaurant." Ling said, "Now there is no need to hide from me. It is clearly visible that you have something for Shin in your heart." Ling said, "This is a very good opportunity for you to confess your feelings to her." Lee said, "Okay, I understood," and left from there. On the other side, we see Lee's rival company's CEO, whose name was Mr. Mai. Now, they had some plan ready which they're going to execute. Next, we see that Shin has come to have lunch with Sue. Here, Shin thinks that Sue must have never eaten this food, so she leaves all that and gives meat food to eat. Here, Sue says, "I lost my job, but you don't be angry and don't blame yourself. Although it is very difficult to get a job like Runchy's company, but no problem. If I don't get a job, I will work at home." But Shin thinks that maybe she will do farming at home, and thinking this, she becomes even more sad and says, "I will help you, and I will talk to Lee about you." But Sue forbids her from doing this and says if she disturbs him by talking about this again and again, then he'll get angry. Now, hearing all this, Shin thinks that how good she is. Even after losing her job, she is still thinking about me. Then she starts serving her all the good food and pays the bill at the counter. Then both of them come out very happy and decide to come every weekend like this. Then Shin says, "Actually, I had called you here to give you something. So you have lost your job, and I have also come to know that before joining Runcher, you were unemployed for several years, and due to this, you probably don't have much savings, and now you also have the responsibility of both your brothers on your head." Then Shin starts thinking that maybe Sue had worked as a spy for Lee's dad to give a good upbringing to her brothers because she needed money. Then Sue understands that she has some misunderstanding. But she stops Sue from saying anything and takes out the card of supermarket from her pocket, along with this her pink bracelet also falls down. She gives the cards to her, seeing which she tells her that, "I do not want all this." Then she picks up the bracelet and says, "If you want, then I can keep this bracelet." Sue likes it a lot, so she doesn't say anything. After that, the driver reaches with the car and asks Sue, "Madam, can I drop your friend home too?" Seeing this, Shin gets confused and a little shocked. Then Sue understands the whole matter and she says, "He is our family driver, and actually my family is a little rich too. I think you have some misunderstanding." Then Shin asks, "You said that you have never eaten prawn and both your brothers study in school." On this, she tells her, I have never eaten such small prawns, and both my brothers study in boarding school abroad. Then Shin says, you said that you are going to work in your house. Then Sue says, I meant that I should join my daddy's company and work from home. Actually, my father has a pharmaceutical company and he is a business partner of Lee's dad, and I joined Lee's company just to pass my time. Then Shin says, this was a very big misunderstanding, but you never told me about your family. Sue says, my family has a lot of money which I used to spend, that's why I don't talk much about my family. Here both of them clear everything and both promise to always be best friends. Then Sue was going to drop her home when a guy from Lee's company came and said, I have sent you to bring you to the restaurant.
So she goes with that man.
But Sue looks at the number of that carefully and starts thinking something because she had never seen a car with this number plate before. On the other side, Lee was going towards the restaurant very happily. Here his driver, who was recently appointed, was looking a bit suspicious. He told Lee that we will reach the restaurant in 10 minutes, and the driver, who has gone to bring Shin, will reach within 15 minutes. So Lee then starts imagining his romantic date with Shin. After this, he drinks from the bottle near him, and the driver was looking at him with strange eyes. From this, we come to know that there was definitely something wrong with the water. And here the part 4 ends. Don't forget to subscribe because the next part will come tomorrow.